Hey guys, welcome back to BlazedGoddessTarot. For today's picker card reading, we are looking into how does your coworkers view you. You got pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Go ahead and pause the reading and pick the pile that calls out to you the most. Hey pile number 1, if you chose this crystal, then this is your reading. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want to book your own private reading with me, then the link is in the description at BlazedGoddess.com. And if this reading resonates, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. So for pile number 1, shaking everything, but for pile number 1, how does their coworkers view them? You have the Page of Wands, you have the Two of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Moon, and you have Strength. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups. So I think with the so I feel like with the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I think people still think that you're very sweet and that you're very, I just heard vulnerable. But like people might think about taking your sweetness for advantage. Like, I feel like some people think vulnerability is something that you can use for their own benefit and can just walk all over you. I'm just saying for some. I feel like it's just one that says that like thinks about that. Yeah, because I think it's funny because I didn't even look, but you had the Devil underneath the Queen of Cups. So I definitely feel like somebody feels like your sweetness can get taken advantage of if you're not careful. But starting off with the Page of Wands, I instantly felt like maybe people see you more on the younger side. It doesn't have to be actual age, but maybe you have a more youthful energy to you than, you know, your coworkers. But I feel like with the Two of Wands, it's like they're kind of waiting for something to happen. I feel like with the Eight of Cups and the Moon, they think that you might have some type of ill intention. Like maybe you're flighty. Like 1 minute you're there, 1 minute you're somewhere else. Like maybe you call out of work a lot of times. Or maybe you have a bunch of excuses on like why you can't do a certain task. Well, that's just how they see it. I feel like if you do have something pop up though, Like, I feel like they automatically assume things as well. So I think that's more on your coworkers than it is you. A lot of the things, how they, like, view you. Like, that's the type of eyes they're looking into. Like, looking from, my bad. Because, like, their view is from them. So, like, I feel like it might just be their jealousy, honestly. It's like they see you very young, very curious, and very creative. And it's like, I feel like some of them are kind of counting on your downfall a little bit. They think that you're going to end up leaving. They think that you might not be showing your true identity. Or that they don't really know who you are. I feel like strength here. I feel like there's times where you do speak some truth. And it gives them more clarity on who you are. So I feel like at the end of the day, it's like they always gain some type of clarity about you and who you are. But I feel like they also, I mean, maybe this person had just like a bad, I think it's also crazy because, like, I just noticed the moons. And when I was doing this pick a card and I was laying out the crystals for y'all to pick from, like, I genuinely thought of, like, the goddess symbol, right? Where you have, you know, one full moon, and then you have a crescent, and then a crescent, right? But when I try to put it on there, it twists, like, it you know, it turned, and it still ended up being the way it was that you see it, with the two moons facing each other like that. And it's like, now you got that there. So I feel like this is definitely clarity that me and you are both on the right path. But I feel like they just have like a long journey to you. And they think that you might have a long journey in front of you. What else? You have the King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. You might get a little frustrated. Like, you might get really angry at times. Either that or you're very motivated. It's just like a light. Like, it's like fire under this person's butt. But I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, it feels like they think that you're uncontent with this job. They think that you're tired of waiting around and waiting for something big, that you're probably going to just go off and take action and deal with it. Have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like your coworkers think that you deserve better than this place. And that you know it and that you're going to go out and get it. But your coworkers think that you're on the, oh look, there's this. You are a badass being, full of light, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to find your best self. I like keeping this in there. But I feel like your coworkers do see you expanding, really trying to evolve, that you're doing what's best for you. And even if that requires you leaving, like, I feel like these people think that when you put in vacation, when you don't show up to work, that you're showing up to a different job, that you're showing up to an interview. But there's something that really does have you fired up. They think that you are definitely going to find something else that kind of satisfies you more than this job. I think they do kind of see you highly. They do. I feel like a good portion of them do know your worth. But they definitely feel like you don't really fit in because you're meant for more than this. Now, either of this, you know, even if they admit this to themselves or not, or admit this to you or not, this is how they currently view you. That, like, you're not meant to stay here, but in a good way. I feel like they might talk about, like, where you could have go to work. Like, what lines of work that you would be good in. So I feel like they're just talking about, yeah, because this isn't, because I feel like not only do they view you, but they, like, talk about you. But that's a different reading. That's why I stopped. I was like, this isn't the reading. But yeah, I do feel like they talk about you as well. Like, whenever you get an attitude or you're having a bad day, they automatically was like, well, it's because this job isn't for them. But alright, pile number 1, that is all that I have for you. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. If you want to book your own private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddessTarot. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Bye! Hey, pile number 2, if you chose this crystal, then this is your reading. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want to book your own private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddess.com. And if this reading resonates, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. So for pile number 2, how does their coworkers currently view them? We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. You have the World. I'm going to take the top card. Because this is a lot. Look at that. This is thick stack. Maybe you make more money than these people. Or they think that you do. Oh. Let me cover her up. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I usually don't do reversals, but that fell in the floor, which is more important than the rest of the cards. Well, yeah. And my deck stays upright. If you've been watching this channel, you know that. All my cards stay upright. So that specifically fell in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Fool. So with the Knight of Cups, I automatically got like a friendly type of energy. Like you get along with everybody. But like, people might also see you to be a little flirty. Like you're a little flirt. If someone new comes in, it's like you're kind of like the first person to talk to them. You kind of can sweep anybody off their feet, really. I feel like people think they kind of view you as somebody that I just heard like doesn't really mind their business. Like you're so quick to kind of get into drama, and you're kind of quick to be what I feel like is more of a peacekeeper. It's like you just want more love out of the situation. You just want everybody to like each other. You just want to have a smooth sailing work day, right? Doesn't everybody? But I feel like some people are drama packed, and they kind of think that you are too a little bit. Well, I feel like some of them, like it's kind of crazy because it's like I get a vibe like you got like 80% of your coworkers saying like, yeah, you get into drama, you know, you always know something about somebody. And then I feel like that 20% is saying, no, like, they usually don't attend to stuff like that. So I feel like maybe for some of your coworkers, it's more of a projection on how they feel towards themselves and projecting it onto you. Like, you know, their insecurities and stuff, they're projecting it onto you. They might be the drama starters, and then they don't like when you get into it and say, hey, you know, that ain't right. Because I feel like when I say you're the peacekeeper, I feel like that's because of the world here. Because the world talks about ending completions. Ending completions. Things coming into completion, right? Things ending. Things closing a cycle. And like, you saw this woman, like she is unraveling, right? So it's like you come in, you kind of unravel things, you get to the bottom of it, it don't take you long. And I feel like your coworkers think that you have a little more power than they do. But with the Ace of Cups, I feel like your coworkers think that you are really loving, that you do love the people in the work environment, that you do take care of other people. But I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, that they might think that it's more of a codependency than a full-hearted thing. You know, like, I feel like this goes back to the divide between your coworkers. Like, I feel like some people think that you're really sweet, that you do stand on your own, that you are willing to put others before you. But then I feel like there's the other part of the coworkers that think that you're only sweet because you have to be. And what I mean by that is that, like, you're codependent on these people liking you, that you're codependent on always feeling like you're involved, that you're included. And it's like they're rejecting it onto you because you probably get more attention or more love than they do in the work environment. I feel like you might even kiss the higher ups' butt a little bit. Like you might kiss up to them. Or at least that's how some people see you. But I also feel like with this Fool card, like this girl or this person has headphones in. So I feel like you're not even really paying attention. So those are the same cards for pile number 1. For pile number 2, what does their coworkers currently think? How do they view pile number 2? You have the 4 of Wands. Yeah, like you're your own muse. Like you still just go with the flow. You do whatever makes you happy. There's the Ace of Wands. The 9 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some people still think that you're kind of codependent. While some people think that you're happy. I feel like some people think that you're only happy when somebody else is around you. Yeah, because you even have the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. With the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like people... Like, it goes back to feeling like these people think that you can't stand on your own. And when you have to, it like freaks you out and that you stress out. And it's like these people think that you're avoiding healing because you got all these other people around you. So you rather distract yourself with those people instead of actually healing yourself and actually figuring out why you're stressed out and why you don't really feel happy. But I think that's already with the people that already kind of have that mindset about you. But I feel like other people think that you light up the room. Like, you make not only other people happy, but you're a happy individual. So, like, I do see a divide. Like, some people think that you're really sad and that you're kind of like... I hate to use this word because I don't feel like that really suits you guys. But, like, you know how people say, misery needs company or something like that. So it's like people think that like you're miserable and that's why you get involved in so much drama. But again, I feel like that's more projection on how they feel towards themselves, and they're putting it on you to kind of like loosen up the load. But I feel like there are people that think that, you know, people do care about you for the right reasons. It's not because you're a kiss up or anything like that. I feel like they do think that you are very optimistic and that you stay positive and you do bring a good light to the work environment. I feel like you might work by yourself at times, but people think that you still do a good job either way. But I do definitely see a division. I feel like somebody miserable is trying to tell you that you're miserable, so it makes them feel less miserable. Like, I'm just going to say it straight. I feel like you got a big hater that kind of outweighs everybody else's opinions. Or you got a group of haters. Yeah, because I feel like somebody might be left out in the cold, and that's why they don't really, like, know you. Or I feel like you may have had a new beginning. Like, you end up making more money than them, faster than them, and that's where the jealousy comes in at. Like, you might have this new beginning. You might have something coming your way, and it's like they know it, they sense it, and they get jealous. They think, oh, whoa, why is it not me? I've been here just as long. I've been here longer. So again, I feel like it is definitely projection. They definitely think that, well, some of them think that you don't deserve it. Others of them think that they're really happy for you, that you're really sweet, you're very charming, that you do sweep whoever off their feet, and that you do bring a positive light to the work environment, and that the work environment would not be the same without you. I feel like those people think that they kind of need you there. And I feel like with the 80 and the 20%, like I said, it doesn't have to be that way. I feel like it might just be one or two people that's talking about the bad version, the bad viewpoint, but you have more in the positive. But everybody, you know, that part I feel like is going to be varied depending on your work environment. But I do feel like overall, it's like you got both points. You got bad and negative. I mean, I said you got bad and negative. You got negative and positive. But that is what I see for you, pile number 2. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. If you want to book a private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddessTarot. Oh, Lord. Then the link is at BlazedGoddessTarot. And if this reading resonates, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this crystal, then this is your reading. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you want to book your own private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddess.com. And if this reading resonates, please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. So for pile number 3, how does their coworkers currently view them? How does pile 3's coworkers view them? Okay. You have the Star. You have the King of Wands. Let's see how I'll take these. So these fell out together. So you have Strength. You have the Moon. The 8 of Cups. The Chariot. The 5 of Wands. And the Lovers. At the bottom of the deck, you have the 7 of Pentacles. So, I'll be honest with y'all. The Strength, the Moon, and the 8 of Cups it popped up originally on pile number 1, right? But for some reason, it has popped up again for pile number 2. But with pile number 2, like, I didn't feel like that resonated, so I put it back. So, it kind of makes me want to put it back because I don't know why, but recently with my readings, like, it just seems like the same cards keep popping out, and it's like, I don't want to keep getting the same message. So, we're going to roll with it, but if I end up feeling like these 3 cards ain't matching the rest of the energy, then I might put it back. And if it comes out again, then I'll say, hey, it's for the reading. But because if I put those 3 back, then I would have the perfect 5 spread. So that's like another reason why I'm thinking like maybe that was just, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't. I mean, it keeps happening, and I don't know if it's the saying that I'm on the right path and that I'm doing good, or that the piles actually need those cards. I don't know. We're gonna go with it, okay? So, literally with these 3 cards, with the Lovers, the 5 of Wands, and the Chariot, like, I automatically got a vibe that you might have a lover that's kind of like putting you out of a job. Like, they might be paying the bills, you know, they might be saying or viewing you as somebody that, you know, you might leave work because you have somebody else you can depend on financially. You have somebody else that can go get the bills. So it's like, if you're having a bad day, you're all right with taking that point or half a point. You're like, screw it, I'm going to go home. I don't need these hours. And you just leave. But I feel like I also get that with the 8 of Cups. Because it's like with the Moon and the 8 of Cups, it's like they never really know, like, I guess the true you. Like, they don't know if you're staying, if you're coming in, or if you're leaving, or you're, you know, they don't really know too much of what you're doing. They don't really know much of your path either, like your plan. It's like, it's kind of hard to figure you out. But it's like, you still have this pull on people. Like, I don't want to say you're a troublemaker, but like with the 5 of Wands, it's like, the 5 of Wands is usually talking about conflict and, you know, a troublemaker. So it's like, some might think that you're a troublemaker for the right reasons. Like, you do it for the right reasons. Like, if you need to speak up, you're doing it for not only you and the right for you, but you also think about others. But I do think people think that you are successful, that you do have motivation to get what you need done. People think that you're action-orientated. Like, you gotta keep moving, you gotta keep up the pace. But maybe people also see you kind of inconsistent with the job. Like, maybe you talked about how you worked here, there, and everywhere. And it's like, really all they hear is, oh, you know, they're not going to stay long. So I feel like you might have like a friend group that, you know, kind of put you in the mix for the wrong reasons. Let me see, what else? For pile number 3, what is their co-workers using? You have the 9 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you kind of have a smart mouth to you. Like, you ain't afraid of saying what you need to say. And I feel like you might be really quick with the responses. Like, if you don't have a smart mouth and you're not arguing and being drama-filled, then I feel like it's like if they send you a message, you're right there. If you get a stack of paperwork, you're right there. I feel like they also think that you might be, like, fast-paced. Think that you're pretty fast. You have the Page of Cups and the Four of Wands. I feel like you're always there for a helping hand, though. You have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you're always there. You have, like, some type of ideas, or you just... I feel like you just always lend a hand. You always... I feel like do what's right for everybody. You don't just do it for yourself. So I feel like when you do argue with people, it's for the right reasons. Like, it's talking about more of the success and what's stopping the success. I feel like people might end up getting you upset too, a lot of times. But I feel like you also have one person that you really get along with. Like, you just have one person that it's like you're all there for. Oh, I did say lover, didn't I? You had a lover. So maybe you have like a lover at work. Maybe you're with a coworker or something. You don't have to be, but maybe they're assuming that. Or maybe you kind of like, I don't know. Maybe have like a little bit of innocence to you to kind of do what you want, to get what you want out of people. Or I feel like some people think that you apologize after, like, if you do argue with somebody, that when you know you're wrong, you apologize. But I do feel like they kind of think that you're argumentative, that you like to argue a little bit at times. But I feel like some of them think that it's right for the right reasons, and you kind of know how to make up for it at the end. I feel like they think that you might leave because, again, you have somebody else that can support you. But I feel like they might think that you have like a lover or something there. This is like heavily on your love life. Like they're nosing around in your business. Maybe you are attractive. And maybe it's like, you know, coworkers that are already married or, you know, think low of themselves. So it's like more exciting to learn more about your life and live through your eyes instead of their own. But I think you're really positive, that you do bring positive change, that you do make a difference. But that is all that I have for you, pile number 3. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to the channel. If you want to book your own private reading with me, the link is in the description at BlazedGoddessTarot.com. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Bye!